Who You Talking To show. OleHead, Rell, my illustrious, the Glizzy Gobbler himself. Got there, OleHead Senior. What up? What up? How you feeling, man?
Shit, I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's been a hard week, but I'm here.
Hard week? What was hard about it?
Shit, man. I had the inspection, and working, trying to get this place.
Appraisal?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the appraisal. I was trying to get this place in order, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of chaos around here. But it is what it is,
Yeah.
Yeah. I know in a week what it's hitting for.
Gotta get to it. I think super dope. I heard, I can't remember that it's a black billionaire. He's been doing this rounds. I think he just started a podcast too. He was his advice was like, find you a crib in the hood, buy the
check.
What he said, buy the raggedy house on the nicest block.
I don't know about that part, but
the raggedy house on the nicest block, and you know what I mean. Of course, the hoods are being
I'm in the hood
everywhere.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I mean? They're being gentrified everywhere. So you talking about some real there's some money exchanging hands, right?
Real wealth being created.
Wealth, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Real wealth being created in the hoods right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we ain't going.
But hold on. Let's don't jump so fast. Okay. What would you say? I'm in the hood. You in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no shame. I talked to a lot of people into buying in this neighborhood when it was fucked up, and it ain't great now. But when it was really fucked up because of the potential, some of them believed me, some of them didn't. But the ones that did, they thanking God now. But anyway, what street would you say was the best street in this neighborhood? That's where I was at. You know what I mean? I got the ugly house. I think mine about to fucked up his house on the street right now, I believe.
I don't know. I would assume it's somewhere where maybe the entrance is, maybe on that main road in Valley. Maybe that road. I don't know. I don't know.
I did them smaller houses are at that end though. The bigger houses is in the neighborhood.
At the end of the day, the smaller houses are catching up with the big houses. So it's really just where you are. Well, I say probably the best location.
It's a lot size.
Right
lot size.
So that's right off North Tryon.
Right off North Tryon.
Anything right
on that end, yeah. Because they rezoned that to Noda. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I'll go for that.
I would.
And then you got a $1 million mansion across the street from you, so I guess they bleed it too. You know what I mean?
But we talk about something that everybody came to. We're gonna jump right into it, bro.
All right.
Main topic of the day, bro, is where is the line between tricking and just treating? I know you were talking about trying to shit on our generation, saying that like we pretty much you were talking about us not really being willing to spend no money. That was a big gripe you had with us as far as the courting goes. It was like, you know what I mean?
It ain't only the money. Well, it ain't only the money. I express more than that. It's the fact that y'all think the women's supposed to court y'all.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Y'all goddamn, she ain't called me today, so I guess she think I'm gonna be calling her, yada yada.
Yeah.
She the woman. You know what I mean? So but in my day, since we want to go, everybody always want to tell the old man he tricking. That's y'all favorite shit.
You tricking?
No. I'm saying old man is in older men in general. Okay. You know what I mean? And I think the way I look at it and the way I move in my lifetime was looking at the adults, like men, in my father's generation. You know what I'm saying? That was, we are a product of our environment.
For sure.
The men moved back then different than the men move today. You know what I'm saying? My dad was the type of dude that, and even his partners. But see, you got to look at this. This is where y'all get to tricking and we call it, I guess for lack of a better term, treating. You know what I mean? Y'all say tricking, we say treating. For lack of a better term, that ain't what they called it back then, but we just gonna go with that now for for purposes of what the conversation. Okay. My dad was a business owner. He worked for himself pretty much all his life. He worked for himself. I know for the last 20, 30 years of his life, he worked for himself. His partners had businesses too. And A lot of them was in the same business he was in. So they had a different kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't, they wasn't the average nigga on the street. They made their own money. No, wasn't no check to check. When they get a check, it was a bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with y'all terminology today. So them being able to afford to do certain things for women, it was like, okay, you spend $200 on a girl. It's like them spending $5, not 500, $5. So because they could afford.
So all you said is it ain't tricking if you got it.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Okay.
Because it don't affect. See, when it's tricking, this is my thing. This is my definition. When it's tricking, it's if you making, okay, let's say you make $500 a week. Okay. $500 a week. And that ain't no little bit of money, but it ain't no lot of money. Yeah. But you make $500 a week and your girl got a light bill, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's a kids, whatever. Her light bill $350. You drop $350. Okay, I'm just saying, I don't know what they do. Maybe she got kids, they leave shit on all the time, whatever. She look at you, I need help with this light bill. You know what I'm saying? You spend $350, that's a check for you. You know what I mean? Pretty much. So you look at it like if a brother, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna try to cut down on that. If a brother was to come along and drop that $350 on her and pay her light bill or whatever, keep her lights on for her and her children or whatever, he tricking.
Hold on, but you said that I don't know if you mean that, but you said like your old lady, like your girl.
No,
you can't trick on your old lady.
No,
So you talking about?
I'm talking about a side piece.
Okay.
I ain't talking about at the crib. I'm talking about a side piece.
Okay.
If he go drop $350 on her, y'all say the nigga tricking, and he is if he make $500 a week.
You still tricking? It don't matter. That's not no tax bracket to trick. You still tricking,
bruh. Listen to me.
You may trick a little bit with a higher wage. You may, what I mean? It's levels to tricking, like it's levels to everything. But at the same time, if it's still trick, if it's tricking,
okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Okay, you and this shorty hop, you and shorty talking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dealing with each other. She go to the grocery store and she get a little too much. She $30 short. Mm-hmm. If you give her $30, is that tricking?
No.
No. If you give her $30, is that tricking? No. I ain't asking you what you think. I'm asking you a question.
You are asking me what I think. That's what the question is.
No. It's a question. I'm asking you what you think about a specific question, not exactly. Yeah. Don't be trying to.
If you give her $30, are you tricking?
Yeah, are you tricking?
If she needs it for groceries
now fuck what she needed for. But that was it. Okay, but that was just the point. Is if she was short $30, let's fuck the groceries. Okay. If she was short $30, she needed $30 for whatever the fuck she needed for, and you gave her $30. It ain't why it ain't tricking.
It ain't tricking because, like, to me, tricking is when you're leading with the payment. When you're leading with, I can get you this. I can get you that. Like, if y'all talking and she fuck around and come up short, that's just like you take. You know what I mean? You looking out for it. Like you can do that with a partner like that.
So you was looking out for no.
I'm just saying,
you don't look out for niggas like you do women. It ain't no correlation. So you can stop that shit. You can stop that, bro.
What I'm saying is that if y'all are talking and she needs some help with something,
or if you trying to holler at her, the same thing. If you talking or you trying to get to know her, you trying to get her attention or whatever, you trying to get some of her time, and she run up short $30 on something, and you gave her the $30, would that be tricking?
No,
it wouldn't be tricking. Why? Why wouldn't it be tricking? Why you not leading with it? She ain't gave you shit but some time.
But that's enough for you to figure out whether you want to give her $30 or not.
It's like, okay, so
I think that for me, so hold on. I'm just gonna give my definition of tricking, and then you can give yours, right? So
you asked me for my definition.
No, I didn't ask you for your definition.
Yes, you did.
I said, where's the line between tricking and tricking?
Okay, so we're gonna play semantics. Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. What is your definition of tricking?
Okay, see, to me, because I move on a different level, that $30 that you gave her could be the same. I'm just saying. You asked me the question. That $30 that you gave her could be like 300. Could be the same as me giving her 300.
Okay, so what is your definition?
So the thing of it is you put a dollar amount on tricking. No. And the thing of it is it's the quality of the person. If to you she worth your time, then she worth $300 fucking dollars. It ain't no money, bro. But see, the thing of it is y'all niggas start at a different, and I said niggas again, but fuck it. Y'all niggas start down here.
What do you mean?
As far as money. Y'all start down here, and then y'all want the woman to be up here.
I don't know what the fuck.
And then no, because okay.
Down here, meaning what you talking about? Pocket wise.
Pocket wise.
And she starts up here.
No. Y'all choose women that y'all think are up here, or to you based on whatever your criteria are. Yeah. Whatever your criteria for dating are, you want to go with the woman that's here. You know what I mean? She's very feminine. She's very feminine, and she look a certain way. She don't dress a certain way. She don't say certain things. She show you respect and all of this kind of stuff. And to you, because she do all of these things, she's here. But she ain't worth $30 fucking dollars. That's cause your ass broke, nigga. $30 to you ain't $30 to me. So that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I did. I spent most of my life getting my bread up. I've spent most of my life getting my bread up. And so I can afford shit that you can't. Now, I'm not talking me and you.
I already know. That's why
I'm not talking me and you. I'm talking just in general. Right. Y'all niggas out there, and I say y'all cause you young, not cause you one of them, but y'all niggas out there, y'all paper ain't right. Y'all goddamn pension pitties to keep your motherfucking lights on. And then you think because she asked you for help with her life, which she shouldn't have to ask you. Because if you want my time and you want me to spend time with you, if you see I need help in an area, I shouldn't have to ask you. If I'm spending, the only nigga that I'm going out with or either entertaining at this particular time while we trying to figure out where we gonna go with this thing, if that's just you, then you know I need help with this light bill.
Well, you assuming that she's telling you that
No.
though.
I'm not assuming.
I know you need help. I'm not assuming. I don't check your mail.
No, you don't check my mail, but if you dealing with her, you know what kind of job she got. You ain't got to know how much she make, but you know what her pay range is. It's just because it's a fact. You know where her pay range is, so you know if she might need help with some shit. So she shouldn't really have to ask you. So you should. But that's what you call tricking. You and your boys, y'all call that shit tricking. And in my daddy's generation, and in the guys that paid attention and that did what they supposed to do, in my generation, we looked at that as being a man, helping out, showing that I care about your well-being. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the way we look at it. But y'all call it tricking. And if that's what tricking is, sign me up.
Okay. Well, look.
Sign me up. If that's what tricking is, sign me up. Because if I fuck with you like that, I'm not going to watch you struggle. I'm not going to watch your kids not eat. My daddy didn't do it. I got that from my daddy. My daddy didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way we came up. If you got 5 motherfucking kids and I fuck with you, all the motherfuckers eat. I ain't gonna fuck with you like that. I'm just saying. I'm just using it as an analogy.
That analogy is just not gonna fucking work.
Well, see,
but hold on.
That's why she gonna be here and your pockets is here, and you ain't got no business talking to her.
All the way to fuck up here with 5.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying for as your criteria for the woman that's here when you here. If you want to talk to a woman here, then your bread need to accommodate that. You know what I'm saying? Because if she really right there, don't be cutting me off. If she really right the fuck there, then she worth it. She worth it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all want to call that tricking when, I'm going to tell you, an even swap ain't never been called a swindle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if she worth that to you,
Yeah.
then helping out is it's money well spent. That's the
Okay.
way you would look at it.
So let's go back to the question. What is tricking in your definition?
I just explained what tricking was.
You didn't tell me what tricking was. You said
I said tricking. I said tricking is the nigga that's down here with $30 pockets dealing with a $300 woman. That's what I'm saying.
So you saying that like tricking only exists if you broke?
Tricking only exists if you broke.
That's what you saying. Is that what you saying?
No, it's okay. You can be dealing with a woman that got her own money. And tricking would in your eyes would be.
Don't goddamn tell me my.
I'm talking about your generation, nigga. When I say you, I'm talking about your generation. I'm finna. If you let me answer the goddamn question. Damn. Okay, tricking for a nigga. If your pockets ain't right, then you need to have skills. You need to have skills that will save the money, save the woman the kind of money that your pockets can't sustain.
Right. So you say that.
So that
ain't necessarily a financial contribution. It could be labor too.
It could be a little bit of money and labor, or a lot of money and a little bit of labor, or it could be balanced out. It could be money and labor. You see what I'm saying?
So you're saying that I still don't understand your actual definition of tricking. You're just saying that it's like based or it's based in money. So is it only money?
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't believe in tricking.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe in tricking.
Oh, okay.
I understand how y'all explain it or whatever. I don't believe in tricking. Tricking is oh yeah, okay. I ain't gonna say I don't believe in tricking. Tricking is when you doing something for a motherfucker that don't want nothing to do with you, but you shelling out. You making sure she all right. You buying your time. Okay. That what I would call tricking. I ain't gonna say I don't believe in tricking. And
that's a part of the line where we say as well is tricking.
Yeah.
But I think also like tricking is also like for me, I can't speak for all of the niggas. You know what I mean?
I put you in a box because all y'all motherfuckers like that.
Whatever, bro.
I put you in a box.
What I'm saying is that I think that we believe it's more like leading with pockets. Like you're almost like pretty much it's the same thing you're saying. It's like buying time. It's like I'm going to pretty much leading with pockets. I'm pretty much buying your time. So I don't have things to offer that will naturally attract you to me. So what I know that is I have enough money to entice you to give me your time. So I'm buying your time, and that's tricky. That's what we look at as tricky.
That's what I just said. Tricky was
right. So that's what I'm saying. Now we're getting somewhere. We're actually getting somewhere. Now we have an agreed upon definition of what tricking is.
Yeah, but y'all see, to me, that's the only way you trick. That's the only way you trick. If you looking out for a woman and you want her time, and you don't want her time to be shared between you and goddamn Jody, then you make sure that she don't have no reason to goddamn go over there and talk to Jody.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I think that you're thinking about you're thinking like side type joint.
I ain't talking about. I'm talking about woman. Period.
So are you trying to?
I'm saying if you want to marry her, regardless, she want to know that you gonna take care of her and her needs are important. If she gonna put a ring on her finger and say take your damn last name, what's the damn difference? See, y'all try to break shit down into all these different boxes and shit, and it's just one thing across the board. Either you a nigga that take care of your woman, or you a nigga that goddamn Tyrone. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. I know it's a lot in between there to y'all, but it ain't that complicated. It ain't that complicated.
It's more than that.
No, it ain't. It ain't that complicated.
All right. Well, look, this LTO said. She said, "Shout out to LTO. We appreciate you pulling up on it." She said, "I thought tricking was like paying for the box, but she's your girl."
Paying for the box, but she's your girl. How the fuck is you paying for the box and she your girl? If you my girl, the box come with it. It ain't like you leave that motherfucker at home.
That's a fact.
Oh, so what the fuck is she talking about?
I think the box comes with you being up. For sure.
Exactly. So what? You my girl, but I'm fucking somebody else. Cause you ain't getting up no ass.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how you gonna call yourself my girl and you ain't giving up no ass. I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. And I'm assuming she grown ass woman. Where the fuck is you goddamn find this nigga from?
So you're saying that I'm trying to figure, because at first you were saying that Trickin was based on how much you make.
No,
I'm
not saying it's really based on what you make. I'm saying it's based on what you are paying for. If you paying for something, that means you dealing with a woman that don't want nothing to do with you. You getting her time because you spending your bread on her.
So
that's tricking. Buying time is tricking.
Okay.
Yeah, but if she gonna be with you regardless let's just say shit got tight, some shit happened, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she needs some help, and you say, hey baby, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Whatever happened, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? If, we could try to, figure something out next week when I get paid, you know what I'm saying? I can help you work something out. If she say, oh, no, motherfucker, I goddamn, or not even necessarily say out of her mouth, but give you that inkling that, okay, you can't do it. Nah, she ain't answering your calls and shit because she with another motherfucker. Now that's when you let that motherfucker go, because if you keep going there, you tricking. Now, if at that point, I'm about ready to say, so I'm gonna shoot you this blade, and I ain't saying it's just gonna be. I'm just using blade as an example. I'm gonna shoot you this blade. I'm gonna shoot you this blade, and you gonna drop. You know what I mean? Them draws. You gonna drop them draws. I'm gonna shoot you this blade. So definitely, no. It ain't got to be $100. Whatever you feel like she worth to you. See, that's why I say even swap ain't no swindle. If that pussy worth $200 to you, $300, whatever it's worth to you, you say, okay, I'm gonna give you this. Drop. You know what I mean? Then that's what you is. No, it's the oldest profession in the world. It's the oldest profession in the world. You can call it what you want to call it.
So buying pussy ain't tricking, because it's the same thing as buying time.
Buying pussy is tricking.
That's what I just
tricking
said.
Off your money. Yeah, it's tricking off your money. But I'm saying, if she do what I just said, if she do that to you, then basically, if you want it that bad, then you just purchase it.
Right.
You get a number and you shoot.
Right.
And then you get what you want. But she ain't yours. You ain't fucking with her like that. And she ain't got to worry about you dialing her number unless you want to trick off $300 more or a blade or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just keep it a buck, bro. Shit, we grown. Hopefully these people that listen to us, they grown too.
Absolutely.
Okay then. So shit, we keeping it a buck.
So if I'm still kind of, it's still kind of gray. It's still kind of gray.
It's gray.
Yeah, it's still kind of gray. So tricking is
like your beard.
Like yo shit. Tricking is paying for time. But hold on, how does if we barter in the box, like I'm gonna give you a blade for the box, how is that not tricking?
It is. I just said it was.
Okay. I thought you disagreed.
No, I said yeah.
So tricking is
that's tricking off your money. You leading with the bread.
And paying for time is tricking.
That's it.
Okay, and then if she just needs some help. Okay, so let me ask you this: at what point, how long does it take for you to be okay with like offering help? Like not tricking, but like, you know what I mean, being willing to be like, oh, I can see you had a rough, you know what I mean, you had a rough patch. So like with the 350 that you was talking about. I'm
saying if we've been going out for a couple of weeks or whatever, because I don't think. Now, sometimes it does happen. Y'all click, you know what I'm saying, and shit happen before it do. But I think that, you know what I'm saying, within a couple of weeks, whether or not that y'all there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And she know whether or not if y'all there. You know what I'm saying? And if she have a situation and you help her out, nothing big.
Not the 350.
No, nothing big.
What's the threshold of like nothing big within the first couple weeks? By the blade?
By the blade.
Okay, by the blade.
By the blade.
Okay.
She's short on something, you know what I mean? She need $100 for something, and it's no strings attached to it. It's no strings attached to it.
Sure you said a couple weeks.
It ain't no strings attached to it. That's just let her know that you serious about her. Then her react. If you can't afford to lose a fucking $100, your ass broke any goddamn way. And that's what I'm talking about. That shit here and you looking here. That's what I'm talking about right there. If you can't goddamn blow if you took her motherfucking ass out, you gonna spin a blade. So if you can't shoot her a goddamn blade, what the fuck is you? Why is you? She's saying to herself before she go to bed, when you walk her to the door and she stick her key in the door and say bye, nice, and give you that church hug and go on in the house. She's saying right there, nigga, you ain't ready for me. This ain't what you want.
And then I ain't gonna go into that because that'll get us into our green flag conversation. But yeah, honestly, for me, and I think that in our generation, we kind of.
If she let your ass take her, I mean, unless she, depending if y'all drove or whatever the case may be. Even at that point, if you ain't never been to the house and y'all been meeting out or whatever, you ain't gonna never see the house.
Yeah, no, I can't even say that I've ever been talking to, which I've been married a long time, but I have had my time out there. I can't say that I've ever had a woman actually ask me for financial help. I don't think I know that that's never been a thing like that. I've never had that happen to me. Okay. But I also, I don't make
the women like that, I'm just saying, just women like that, they don't, what does that mean? That's up there on the top echelon of what you consider,
They ask for money?
No, they don't ask for money.
Oh, okay.
No, they let you have information. Information. They let you in. They let you in. Okay. Okay. It ain't about struggling.
What I'm saying is that
if your shit run, hey, bro, I done ran short because I don't fuck with certain monies. I done ran short, right. And so you could say I'm struggling because I don't fuck with certain money.
No. Hold on.
So you could say.
I save aggressively, so I'm struggling. I'm not talking about that.
But what I'm saying is, I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example. Okay, so I can't struggle, is what you're saying.
But the average person struggling is not got the savings in the tuck. That ain't what struggling is.
My point is, people that are doing okay for themselves hit rough patches.
For sure.
Okay, so for you to say you ain't never dated a woman that was struggling,
well, I mean,
it women, just because they want something or need something, don't mean they struggling.
Right.
It doesn't mean they're struggling.
I agree. But again, I ain't never really been attracted to the things people, people that's things oriented. I'm not a things person, so I don't really care.
So to want something nice, you have to be a thing person.
No, what I'm saying is that it's not to want something nice. It's to put yourself in a situation to get a thing. You see what I'm saying? That's different.
Oh yeah, I understand. But
I also haven't been in the dating pool long enough.
Yeah, but see, you know what you're not taking in consideration. A person can go out and be in a hurry and not paying attention and get a speeding ticket and fuck up their whole shit. Fuck up their whole shit. And then now you looking at me because a situation happened. Yeah, I should have been more careful, but I'm human. Right. So you saying because I went through that situation and shit done got tight for me, then I'm a things person?
No. Now you're talking about something different.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. A woman.
Buying something, now you're talking about something that comes out. That makes sense. That right there makes sense. So you come into a patch where you're an unexpected bill. Your motherfucking car break down. You gotta. You know what I mean? Put that together.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I ain't going fraud. It depends on, first off, it depends on how invested I am. If you actually have this $300 thing that you need help with, it's not whether I have the money or not. That is not the important part to me. It's really what our thing is, what our connection is.
And so you missed the part when I said
no,
that.
I said you said a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ain't long. 2 weeks, 3 weeks ain't long enough for me to give you $300.
That's causes the difference. See, I'm talking like a man that's moving like my dad and them did back in the day. Trickin', I watched them do that.
Tricks.
That ain't tricking.
Y'all niggas is tricks.
That ain't tricking, bro. It's not tricking.
Y'all niggas
it's not.
Tricks, bro.
It's not. It is not.
So you paying motherfucking light bills within the first 2 weeks?
No.
You OD.
You helped. You help. It may not be $300. I just said $300 because that's what I'm saying. Y'all, $300 for y'all is a check. I mean, I'm just your generation.
Yeah.
$300 for y'all is a check.
Most of my partners, that $300 ain't no motherfucking check.
I
don't
understand.
mean just chill, you know what I mean? Niggas that ain't what that is.
I
So
understand that.
Blanket us and act like we just broke how we ain't.
Okay.
Now that's all about here. Now,
Okay.
Some broke ass niggas your age too. Those niggas act like, yeah,
hey,
you know.
plenty of the motherfuckers, plenty of one. But the thing about it is, I learned this long time ago, so I ain't one of them niggas. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, and you took your family. Hold up, your family had your back and got you pointed in the right direction. So you not one of them. But it's a lot of people, and you do. That's a fact. You do got partners that do well for themselves. Yeah. And see, people that do well for themselves usually hang around people that do well for themselves, because niggas that ain't doing well for themselves always wanting to borrow some shit that they can't pay back. So you don't fuck with them type niggas. So I'm just gonna say, just for the purpose of understanding where the conversation is, I understand that the class of dudes that you hang with do well for themselves, and y'all don't be borrowing money from each other because y'all doing okay. And I understand that. But for the purpose of the conversation, yes, most of y'all niggas is broke. Most of y'all niggas is broke.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but what is most of y'all niggas doing?
People, young people.
No, you.
It's a bunch of us broke too.
So what are most of y'all doing though? So you talking about most of us are broke? What are most of y'all doing?
I'm not one of them. I don't know what the fuck they doing. I really don't. Other than walking the street, got them going to the parties, got them going clubbing and shit. You too motherfucking old to be in the goddamn club every fucking weekend. You know, if you see a nigga at the club every weekend, that nigga is broke. Ain't no motherfucking body got no money and got no shit that he taking care of in the motherfucking club every weekend. Now that's a fucking fact. So if you see that nigga in the club every weekend, that nigga broke. Or he got street money. Yeah, he got street money. But you can't do nothing else with it. You can't go to the bank and say, I need this here, or I want to get this, or I like that crib right there. I got the bread, let me go ahead and it don't work like that no more. Back in my day, when I was young, you could goddamn peel off a motherfucker, sell you some shit. And you got your onesies and twosies where people own some shit and they'll drop it for some cash. Now, how the fuck they make that shit jive? I don't know. But that's the only kind of people you see out there like that. But I'm not out there like that, so I don't know what they doing. I got responsibilities. I'm looking out for when I leave here, what I leave y'all. That's what I'm looking out for. You know what I'm saying? And if it's anybody in my life, if it's anybody in my life while I'm here and I fuck with you, I'm gonna make sure you all right. And you can call it what you want. I wear my shit, bro. I wear mine.
I was just joking. I think that we can agree. There's an agreed upon definition of tricking. And actually, where I got the question from, the individual that kind of provoked the question, what she was saying was that she feel like it's not tricking. It's not tricking if there's a mutual back and forth for benefit. Like you're not just paying this; she's also, you know what I mean, contributing to things that you need as well. So that eliminates the tricking idea, is because like there is a mutual back and forth in exchange, not just fucking.
I know what you're saying.
But like
I know what you're saying.
Assistance.
Yeah.
In like real life terms. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Most of the time when people think a nigga tricking on a woman and they spend a lot of time together, she doing other shit other than fucking that nigga. And just because she in a better position after she met him than she were before she met him, then they automatically feel that if he got some change or whatever, he tricking on her. They automatically do. They don't take into account for the fact that all she needed was somebody to believe in her. All she needed somebody to do is to tell her exactly, teach that part. Because it's a lot of good. I swear, I meet people and talk to people. It's a lot of good girls out here, Chiquitas too. Good girls out here that's fucked up because they ain't have no man in their life. and they fucking with these boys, and these boys fucking them over and got them fucked up, and they probably was in a better position before they met the motherfucker than they was when the motherfucker left. You know what I'm saying? And all they need is somebody just to grab hold to them. Yeah.
They was in a position when he leave. When he came.
Exactly. Exactly. And all they need is for somebody to come in and say, hey, no, don't do that. Do it this way. Move like this. You know what I'm saying? And give them a little support to let them get over the hump, and then they thrive. And but see, niggas out there fucked up, and they want to be in a relationship, and they want to be the so-called king, and you ain't got king knowledge, you ain't got king pockets, and you ain't got king stability. And if you ain't got none of that shit, you can't be king.
Yeah, I agree. But as far as king is, what I'd say too is that made me think about like the idea when they talk about like older women dating younger women. Older men dating younger women. I think that also, like they say, oh, you just want to be able to manipulate somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why you want someone younger. But then you also never think about like what is the attraction from the younger woman to the older man. I think that you can easily say, oh, it's because he's financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the easy one. But then you also think about, okay, well, this nigga's also able to give you game about how to get from this place to this place because he has that lived experience to be able to help you actually do the thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not just that he's he just has stability, but he can also help you build yourself because he can help make you stable. Right. He can help make you stable. Right, just with information. Necessarily that oh yeah, I know. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Just from an information and just being around him in his stability, it rubs off. Right. You know, if you hang around a bunch of people and all they do is smoke, party, and fuck off, you're gonna tend to move that way. But if you're in a circle of people that's got them doing shit, building shit, trying to make shit pop, you're gonna get that's gonna rub off on you because you're gonna see this shit day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. It's gonna rub off on you. And what you will see is that either it rub off on you or you will remove yourself from the situation. Exactly. You see that all the time. Exactly. Like the homie be the homie, and then the homie he'll just find himself. Yep. Just venturing off naturally. And it's not like to say anything bad about them. No. Certain people, they'll just kind of tailor off just because of over time they're not on that same type of time. That's right. That's right. And then you know, you'll be surprised. Sometimes they don't see themselves even getting to that point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're not going to express that to you, but in their mind, they don't even see themselves. So that environment makes them feel bad or depressed or feel less than. Yeah. So they remove themselves from the environment. But I would say you stay there and you stick it out. Yeah. And you learn what you can learn and you start moving like you see people moving that's got shit that you want. You know what I mean? That's what I say do. Yeah, it starts to eat at your ego. Yeah, eat at your ego. But if you use it the right way and say I'm learning something instead of looking at what you don't have and what they do have and say, okay, they got this or he got that or whatever the case, I'm gonna figure out how to put this shit together. I'm gonna watch them and figure out how to put this shit together. Also situations where the dudes who got it together, they be not worth a fuck too. So some of them too. Passing information down. Some of them too. Yeah. Just waiting to act for you to ask a question. Yeah. Instead of dropping jewels. Instead of dropping. Yes. Like you should just talk about it. Just because, like, motherfucker, at the end of the day, as a man, you understand that we have pride and ego. Mm-hmm. And you should, you let your ego take. Like, bro, come on, bro. No. You should just give the information. That's right. Having conversations about certain shit. That's right. To the point, you know what I mean? Just so a seed can just be yeah, because some of that shit you're gonna absorb some of that shit. Absolutely. You're gonna absorb some of it. Yeah. And then see, the thing about it is we gotta stop this bullshit about nigga brag. Just cause you don't have it, you feel like he bragging. But if somebody is here and this nigga is here and he talking about how he moved or how he doing this and that and whatever, this nigga up here got more than you got. He don't feel that way. He don't feel that way. But if the nigga is here and you here, then he bragging, he doing this, no, nigga, I'm dropping jewels because this is how I did it. Yeah. You ain't got there yet, so you can pick and choose what about the information that I'm dropping that you can use or you find that's usable for you and use that to get yourself up.
But see, we don't think like that. We get in our feelings. We get emotional. You know what I'm saying? When we should just take from the conversation what we can and use it to our benefit.
Yeah, I think that there is a point to where it is like bragging and excessive. Like we always say, like beating your dick. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Sit here and just beat your
yeah,
dick all the time.
yeah.
But at the same time, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, and then you if you're a person that's in scenario, you should know you should understand that there's a way in which you should speak. You know what I mean? There's a way that you can deliver the information that it comes off assholey, and there's a way you can deliver the information where it makes some of them want to listen and actually try to apply something naturally. You know what I mean?
And then, but then you got those niggas that I don't care how you deliver the message, they ain't gonna never get it. You got them too. You got them ones, don't matter how you deliver the message, they not gonna get it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get it. And then they're gonna blame you for them not getting it. Because, like I say, they're gonna internalize it and feel like it's an attack on them. And that's the nigga that ain't gonna get it no way. He ain't gonna get it no way. But I wanted to ask you a question though. And so we'll change it up a little bit. I wanted to ask you a question. I want to get it right. Yeah. I just on a serious note, have you ever thought about suicide? And if you have, what made you not do it?
That was a big, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Change it. Yeah, we're gonna change it up.
Have I ever thought about unaliving myself? Which is for whatever reason. We gotta use
for
these
whatever
dumbass terms.
Yeah.
And you can't say the real thing. You have to like unalive or whatever.
Unalive. Okay.
Weird term right now. These things are weird.
Okay, so I said the wrong thing.
Unaliving. Have I ever thought about unaliving myself? And you said, what stopped me from doing it?
Yeah. So answer the first question first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Have I actually, honestly, and I've been asked this by like in therapy. I've been asked this, and also going to the VA hospital. They ask you this all the time. Like, have you had suicidal ideations? Like they ask that all the time. And going through therapy, I've also been asked that question, and my response to them is still stands. I believe that the majority of people have thought about it. I think that most humans have thought about what it would be. If you mean what it would be like if I wasn't here, if I ended all of this struggle and this whole rat race and all of these different, you know what I mean? This whole idea that we're like continuously trying to maintain and you know what I mean? All of these responsibilities and all of these different things. I believe that the average person has probably had suicidal ideation. Have I actually ever attempted and like really tried to go through or thought long enough to figure out how I wanted to do it? I would say no. I have not like gotten that deep into thought of like really wanting to do it. But I ain't gonna sit here and act like this is like something that like, you know, I'm not too far removed or like in such a great place where I don't think that this is a thing. You know what I mean? I definitely understand like that, like, hell, the right person can pass, and I believe that I could fucking go there, and I might try to figure it out. You know what I mean? I could, you know what I mean? Certain losses, I believe, could definitely take me there. You know what I mean? But I can say that I haven't myself actually like contemplated and like put the play. You know what I mean? Thought about how I would do it, and like you know what I mean. So yeah, that to answer like why I haven't. I guess my expectation of life is not like how I think the way we're teaching the kids, they have a different level of expectation of life. Like my expectation of life hasn't been so grand that it let me down so hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It hasn't been so. I never depicted or had an idea of my life being so great and so easy. Like there's nothing about my life that points to it being easy. It's always been a fucking. You know what I mean? It's always been a go. It's always you had to put some sweat equity and some brain power and some, you know what I mean?
As a black man, that's part of it.
Yeah. Well, like now, have you ever had suicide?
Yes. I don't, and more so since I've been older. But before I forget, and you can ask that question again, but before I forget, if you do commit suicide and I'm still here, I'm going to jail because I'm gonna stand over your ass with that 40 and I'm gonna put about 6 or 7 slugs in you to make sure your ass dead. Yeah, I'm gonna be hot about it, and so that's gonna be against the law. The kill a corpse. It's gonna be against the law. To kill a corpse. The unalive corpse. It's gonna be against the law. And then the other thing is, if which I pray to God that I do pass before you do, and you do some shit like that after I'm gone, I'm gonna be waiting on your motherfucking ass when you get there, and I'm gonna unalive your ass again once you get there. So I'm just get that on out there. Yeah.
No, see, the thing about the suicide or the unaliving yourself things that like there are certain benefits that children just aren't going to get if you do it.
That's right.
So it really is like against what I would believe in anyway.
And it's designed that way.
Yeah, this is I couldn't really do it just because like everything.
It's selfish.
Yeah, it would be way too selfish.
Yeah, it'd be selfish.
That's the craziest things. Like what you saying just a moment ago, and we've talked about this previously. The idea that like you're supposed to lose your parents. You're supposed to. I'm supposed to go before you do. So you have to accept that. Like that there's a contract that when you're born that you will die. And if it's done the way that that makes the most sense, that is the quote unquote right way should be that you mourn your parents. That's right. That's right. And to think about that, it's like this is something that and if your parents are not selfish, they want it that way. Yeah. They want it that way. Yeah. That's really a rough one, man. I ain't gonna lie. Some people want to be here forever. I'm not that nigga. I don't want to be here forever. But hell no. We can damn sure agree on that. I don't want to. Hell no. Hell no. I definitely want to and I had kids late, but it would be fire if I did see grandkids. I had kids, I had my first at 30. So yeah. This is you gave me my first real grandkids because my oldest two, your siblings, I've never been a part of their children's lives. And it's, to make a long story short, it was because, I wasn't with their mother and she wasn't gonna let me have nothing to do with them. And so that I fought, and I was young too. I was a kid with kids. We both was kids with kids. And I went to court many times and tried to get my rights and all of that. And I found out, and the last time I went to court about them, she was in there, and child support, the representatives for child support. That was when I called her a bitch and I had to go get jail. But I had to go sit down. No, I didn't call the judge a bitch. Oh, yeah, I called the child support, the lady that lady was the head of child support. She was the head. Yeah. I called her a bitch and I had to go to jail. I called her a bitch and I had to go to jail right there in front of the judge. I called her a bitch. And but anyway, no, that was with your mother. Your mother, I was in there for child support when I called her the bitch. No, not with them. I got that backwards. Yeah, your mother was in there when I called them a bitch. That's how you know you wasn't plug. You can't even figure out which. But anyway, I bet you all my child support is paid up. I bet you that. Now, anyway, we was in there and I told the judge that I found out not all of it. The lady told me, well, you can do, the lady from child support, she was there this time too, but I didn't call her a bitch though. But anyway, you can do this and you can do that and you can do this. And I stopped. I said, hold up, Your Honor. I say, they always coming in here spouting off all this stuff that you can do to get your children. Now, that stuff she talking about, it's probably in some book somewhere or wrote down somewhere. It all sounds good. It's sound bites. I say, I'm telling you from the perspective of a father that's been to court many times to get the right to see their children. And I found out over the years that only thing I have a right to do when it comes to my kids is come to a place just like this with a person sitting right where you sitting at right now and ask them for permission to see my kids, permission to be a father to them, and permission to even get a steady visitation rights. I say, so that stuff she talking about, it sound good in theory, but it ain't no fact about that. You know what the judge did? Didn't say nothing else and looked back at her. Didn't correct nothing I said or nothing because he knew I was not lying. That's all you can do. You born as a child, you're a grown man now, but by law,
you born as a child, we don't even have the right to do anything with you. The government does.
What do you mean do anything?
We have to go to court to get you declared by a judge our children. So the state can come and do anything they want to do with you because you're not legally ours.
What do you mean? You signed the birth certificate.
I don't care.
No.
I don't care. Look it up.
No, I mean,
the state owns you. Everybody out there with a child, the state owns your children. The government, the federal government owns your children.
So what you're saying is
until you actually a custody order. That's right. That's when you actually get custody. Okay. That's right. Your child is born and they are not in your custody. They're just left for you to take care of.
But
legally, you do not have custody until you get a court order stating that you have custody.
Yeah,
I done been through all that.
I know it.
Yeah. So I'm telling you. Yeah. So you're a grown man now. So you know what I mean. And then technically, you still owned by the state. You still owned by the state.
Also, see, I've seen like you can go and do all of that. And, like a lot of the times you'll hear even some of my homies that like have this have the relationship that they have with their kids, the whole fighting thing, the fighting thing. But I've seen where you can have the order and everything, but the police can't if you pull up and she doesn't give you won't let the baby come to you. Done
there. Done there.
You can call the police all you want. They ain't gonna make her break open the door and give
the
baby to
that court order is just a piece of shit.
And the thing is,
it ain't worth a damn.
You gotta be willing to let your baby mama go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be willing to go all the way.
You got to be willing, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yeah. And then what is it gonna do to the child? So you're gonna destroy the relationship between you and your child just to get the right to see your child. Come on now. That was the only way that I could get Julian the way I wanted to see him, the right to see him on every week or every weekend or whatever it was. I had to go to jail and file papers to find her in contempt of the order. They was going to take her to jail, right, and then I would get Julian. But how in the hell do I explain to my son that I had to get your mama locked up so I could spend time with you? What is his mama love him? He love his mother. So what am I gonna tell him? Yeah. I'm the villain in all of that. I'm the villain. And then another thing men need to know: when it comes to this child support, when it comes to them increase, when you go to court, that white lady that's standing up there, sometimes it's a black lady, but back in my day, it was always a white lady. But standing up there in front of the judge, telling the judge what you ain't paid and what you did and what you done this and all of this stuff, and that they need to get an increase because they don't look at your stubs and stuff, and you make XYZ amount of money and all of it, and you think your baby mama's doing that? Your baby mama ain't doing that. When your baby mama tell you that she did not call them people on you and get your child support raised, she telling the truth. She telling the truth. In most cases, she's telling the truth. All they doing is destroying y'all family. That's all they doing. And they doing it because they get a check from the government, and for every dime, every time they raise your child support, they get about 66 cents on every dollar. On every dollar you get. And that's what they going for. They don't give a shit about your family. They don't care nothing about your children. They don't care about none of that. They care about that money that they're going to get from the state. And they're going to let you think. And that's what drives the wedge in between you and your kid's mother. Because you could actually get along. What drives the wedge, it's not all the time, but sometimes y'all can find some common ground. And the wedge is being driven by the state, not by your son's mother or your daughter's mother. That piece of paper that come in, that's right.
Her name
versus your name. That's right. That's right. They do that shit.
Every time that motherfucker come in the mail, it's gonna cook you.
Yeah.
Every time.
And then what the woman gonna say? Okay, we're gonna shoot you this extra $100 a month. What you gonna say? Well, I don't want it. Because that's what she have to do. She would have to tell them that I don't want that money.
There's something else tonight that there was a separation period where I was like, I told the story. I'm gonna go down here and put myself on.
Yeah.
Something that's important too is that like y'all can agree upon. Let's say that she needs the additional resources because of her financial situation.
Yeah.
If she was alone, then you could actually go and agree on an amount, whatever the amount is. It could be $50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She can still get all of the stamps and all of the whatever, all of the resources that they are able to give. She can get all of those.
Yeah.
If y'all agree on an amount and y'all both sign a piece of paper for that amount, it doesn't have to be as bad as you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that we could have a lot better. You know what I mean? The community would benefit a lot if we actually didn't try to, because we can't be together. You want to drag bruh through the mud and make his life so hell. You know what I mean? Living hell and all that. Man, just.
If y'all work together, the kid's gonna be more happy. She's gonna be more happy. You could call, bruh. Y'all done get made an agreement. You living up on your behalf. He's living up on his behalf. You could actually call bruh and say, hey, you know, I'm running short or whatever. Can you give me an extra few dollars this month? Or can you give me a few dollars when you get paid or whatever? And bruh be like, okay, hey, you know what I mean? I got this. If he ain't got the whole thing, I got this. Will this help? You know what I'm saying? Shoot it to her. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's how I was. Even to the day. My son's mother, she called me plenty of time. A few months ago, my son didn't want no glasses because she couldn't afford to buy him the kind of glasses he wanted. So I don't know, Pradas or something, whatever. It was like $600. It was almost $700. I just told her, to go get them. But the other thing about that too, is if they make you feel like that if you don't go along with the increase, then they'll take your benefits. But they can't. They make you feel like that if you don't go along with what they saying, jacking this child support up on your kid's father or mother in some cases, that they're going to take your benefits. They can't do that. They can't do it. Legally, they can't do it. So that's a lie they tell you. You know what I mean? Or infer to you. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't let black people, black mothers, black fathers out there, the ones that's listening, please don't let these people do this to you. No, but I'm just talking about, I understand it's fucking everybody, but I care about my people first. I care about my people first. So yeah. Yeah.
White man having a strong goddamn hard time with this.
Oh yeah, I know he is. I know he is. I know he is.
American, the Americanized, American culture is hard for relationships to thrive in American culture.
Yeah.
It's not just like a white.
I ain't had but one good baby mama. One. The other two, crazy as hell. Both of them crazy. Yeah. Your mother was the best baby mama I done had. Ex-wife, baby mother, all that. She was the best one I had.
I was gonna go back to as a matter of fact, I do want to hear this. The suicidal ideation. That's what we were. We kind of got off the rails a little bit. But you were saying that you have had suicidal ideation.
Oh yeah.
And what made you not like go or pull through? You know what I mean? Go through it. What was it?
Because number one, I don't have all my paperwork done. I've been doing it over the years. I've been doing it to make sure that y'all, and then that's another thing black people need to know. If you do not take care of your, if you do not take care of your responsibilities to your family while you living, when you die, that white man that's sitting behind the bench, the one that I was talking to about that child support or whatever, he's the one that's going to tell you whether or not you can have what your parents left for you. And then the IRS is going to come to get their share of what. Oh yeah, I'm just naming stuff. I'm just naming stuff. Yeah,
that's what I did.
I understand that. I understand that. Yeah. And then I learned a few things from you too on that too. But the thing of it is if you don't get your shit together, especially if you own something, if you don't own shit, don't worry about it. If you ain't leaving your kids shit, don't worry about it. But other than a insurance policy, if you own something, you need to set it up while you are living so that they can get it when you die and they don't have to go to court for it, because they can tie your stuff up, especially if most of us black people, we living in these neighborhoods that was the hood and they they got value to them now. And if we bought property in those neighborhoods, you know, certain people coming for those houses. They want those properties because they want to live in those neighborhoods now. So if you die, it's going to get tied up in probate court. And it could be years before a judge release it, even if he give it to you. And it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to get it. And if you ain't got that money, you're going to lose it in probate.
And you know something too, in certain states, like let's say that in certain states, there's not a way to get around the courts.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't have it together, like in certain states, you're gonna have to go to court no matter if it's $5.
Mm-hmm.
Your ass gonna have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you could literally have, in certain states, you could literally have $1,500 that you leaving, and it ain't even worth going to court to go get it. So they just leave it. And so what ends up happening is it goes to the state unclaimed property.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming it only makes sense that unclaimed property is some kind of a bank account where they're accruing interest. Because why would they be housing money and not getting interest? Like
exactly, that don't make sense.
So I'm pretty sure that they're housing that money and gaining interest off of that money. And
it just stays there. It just stay in there.
At the end of the day, no matter what, at some point somebody's gonna have to petition the courts
to get the money. Exactly.
So it'll just stay there.
And it'll cost you more than what you got. If it costs you $2,000 or $3,000 to get $1,500, you're not going to get that $1,500. You're gonna leave it there. Yeah. So that's the system. But I have learned this though. If it's an account, as long as their own name is on there as a owner of the account, they can get it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
it's their money. Yeah, it's their money. Exactly. So those are the ways that you so you have to have the
think about the beneficiary thing is that if it accrues enough, if the account is accrued, or if it's over a certain amount, or it's accrued enough interest, they're gonna have to fill out a W-9. So you're gonna be subject to taxes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what the way to get around all of that. The way to get around all of that is you have to have a relationship. Oh no. No, it's not legal advice. It's not legal advice. It's just a conversation we have. But if you put that name directly on there, just like yours, then as a joint owner, yeah, then they don't have to. That's why your name on everything. And if this process go through, it's going to be on this house. Mm-hmm. Your name is on everything. Because I don't want to leave y'all like that. I don't want to leave y'all where y'all got to go pay somebody and go to court trying to figure out how this is and how that is. And that's a long way around answering your question. But I'm going to get off of this right here and I'm going to finish answering your question. I didn't go through with it because I didn't have my shit in order. And I didn't want to leave y'all in worse shape than y'all was in when I was here. Because I know y'all depend me. So y'all depend on me for certain things. You and your sister, y'all depend on me for certain things. And Julian too, whether he got a little attitude or whatever, don't matter. But I take care of him. And I take care of y'all in the ways that I need to. Both of my children, you and your sister, y'all do well for yourself. So y'all don't need me on a lot of stuff. But I'm lucky in that aspect. And I appreciate it. And I don't take none of that for granted. I appreciate my kids being, they had a good mother. And she, did her thing. And I was just pretty much there to enforce whatever she said. So, I appreciate that. I'm lucky. I just thought about when you whooped my ass that time when I was jumping around. We had them bunk beds. That bumped my ear. That motherfucker was bleeding. Yeah. Yeah. It's like I had did some child abuse or some shit.
Yeah, I told her that you hit me on the ear.
Oh.
I was jumping around and I had bumped my ear on the bunk bed.
Yeah.
You never whooped me again after that.
Yeah, I know, because your mama thought I had abused you. Yeah. Yeah, you got me in trouble telling a lie. And I can't, that was, that's detrimental to me because I know I ain't never abused none of my kids. So that was, I'm gonna make you feel bad about it. Yeah, you was happy about it. You was happy about it when you did it. Yeah, but I ain't whoop you again after that.
You would never whoop me, but then when I lived with mama, I would get whoopings.
Yeah, because she would call me over there to whoop your ass. That's what she did.
Why did you ever feel like I did something big enough to whoop my ass? Oh, I didn't do nothing.
You didn't do shit when you was with me. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Being a thief
Yeah.
Lie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Little normal boy shit.
Yeah,
Little normal boy shit. Yeah. Yeah. Normal boy shit.
But yeah, so you said that the reason that you never actually tried to execute the
Unalive.
that's crazy. I wasn't even trying to. I was trying to say execute the plan, but it was like either way. But yeah, the reason why you never did it was because you never had your documents in order.
I don't have
like we don't need your documents to be in order.
No, because one day you're gonna need the motherfuckers to be in order.
we don't need you to goddamn go through this episode while you're not. Once you get the paperwork together, then what?
Yeah,
what's gonna be the reason that you're gonna stay there?
Because I'm still healthy. If I lose a leg or some shit, you start getting worried.
I'm gonna put your ass in a padded room.
Yeah.
But okay, well, and it was crazy because we had like I was gonna roll this next question off right into where we were, but that was actually a good. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was a fun conversation, and then so now we're gonna go into the green flags.
The green flags.
You want to do the green flag conversation, or do you want to do the matriarchy conversation? I'll ask you both questions, and you'll pick which one you want. So we got. Is the black community is it led by a matriarchy?
Mm-hmm.
And we have what are some green flags when you're dating somebody? Some green flags. Everybody wants to talk about red flags.
Mm-hmm.
What are some green flags that you kind of see and be like, okay, that's something that's what I mean, that I see that I can really fuck with. I actually like that. You know what I mean? So which one you want to go with first?
I'm gonna do the matriarch.
The matriarch. All right. So do you believe that the black community is a matriarch? Is led by a matriarch, or is it matriarch?
I think
matriarch.
I actually think that the answer to that is yes. Now,
what you thought it wasn't before?
I didn't think it was before.
When you say before? When was it?
I'm talking about like when my dad. You know what I'm saying? Coming into like the my early years.
Okay.
My early years. But now,
and what was that based in? When you thought that it was a patriarchy, it was led by a patriarch. What was the things that you were seeing that made you believe that?
Because men made the money.
And was whooping ass.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Men led pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the laws and everything.
Yeah.
They couldn't do
exactly.
A lot of different things.
Yeah. Okay. So that was on. But now, women make more money than men. A lot of the times. I tell you what, I'm gonna put it this way.
General. Okay, I see. Not based on, not based on like the statistics, but like a lot of the things that you're seeing.
Yes.
Based on anecdotal evidence,
you've seen that a lot. Exactly. Okay, Niggas just. I don't know what's wrong with this generation. Niggas is not applying themselves.
This generation meaning what? Who's generation?
I'm talking about these Tyrone ass niggas. That's what you see mostly. Because I'm gonna tell you the thing.
Didn't start in my generation.
I don't know. I ain't. But it wasn't because it wasn't it wasn't on this level.
What level meaning what?
It's a lot more of this shit going on now than it was then.
In my generation than it is in your generation.
Yeah, and you know why? And
y'all had the crack era and everything.
But you know why?
It's more Tyrones in my generation than it was in your generation. Y'all had the crack era and everything.
Yeah, but you know what else we had during that crack area and stuff?
What's that?
That's like the NAACP wasn't just a fucking name like it is now. They actually did shit in the neighborhoods. Like and then you had they led us as far as like when shit wasn't going right or whatever. They petitioned, they marched, they did all of that. They talked to the people, like you see every now and again you see them people with the microphones on the corner and shit like that. They did that shit. They did that. They tried to, and then the Hebrew Israelites be over there. Yeah, they be trying to talk to the brothers and stuff. That stuff was more prevalent in my day than it is now. Yeah. It's coming back. Seems like it's trying to come back. You know what I mean? And we definitely need it. We definitely need them brothers that's out there that's speaking good knowledge and trying to reach these other people, and there's some people you just can't reach, but at least they trying. Okay. I'm a shit, y'all. Hey, I ain't got the shit on y'all. I ain't got to say, hey, I ain't got the shit on y'all. Y'all got shit running out y'all necks right now. I ain't got the shit. Try the shit on y'all. Well, that's an easy job.
Yeah. Y'all got Tyrone's like
I ain't say we didn't know it. Why y'all always trying to deflect though? But why you trying to deflect? No, oh look, see that's what we was talking about. The niggas that goddamn ain't no good or fucking off or fucking up. They ain't where they need to be at. They get in the circle where niggas is doing shit, and then some of them they don't take the information, they hightail it and run and get the fuck on somewhere else because they be deflecting like what you doing right now. You getting in your feelings because I keeps using.
Make sure we keep the record straight.
The record is all. Listen, everybody that's watching this show already know because we already made it known that your circle of guys and yourself, and I praise you and your sister and all of that, they know that y'all doing y'all thing. And I'm proud of y'all.
No, that's cool, but I'm not
you and your partners, I'm proud of y'all. Quint, all of them, y'all do y'all thing. Ain't none of y'all perfect, but y'all doing y'all thing.
We talking about the fact that I want to know what the how many Tyrones y'all had.
Okay, so that ain't the question though. That ain't the question. That ain't the question. See, but see, no, you need to stop taking offense. These. I'm not glazing. I'm not glazing. Sound like you in your feelings. Is you gonna be all right? You gonna be? We need to take a pause. I mean, hey, you can just, hey, this our shit. You want to take a pause? We can take a pause. You sure?
Overgeneralized statements about my generation.
Oh,
like we ain't like you know what I mean. We didn't.
So y'all ain't fucked up.
No, we fucked up.
Okay, but I can't say y'all fucked up. But I can't say y'all fucked up.
Okay. You can't speak as if y'all ain't more fucked up.
So when did
undoing shit? Which is not. At the end of the day, I think that we're in this. We ain't even got to the question, but I'm gonna say this real quick. I think that we're trying to undo too much shit that y'all did. A lot of the shit that I actually hold value to, a lot of the things that y'all had. I do think that there was some. I don't like. I'm not gonna use the word fuck. I was gonna say toxic. I don't like that fucking word. I do believe that there's some things that we have to unlearn to make sure the generation after us is better. Our children's generation is better than we were, right?
And that's what I'm trying to do.
There's a lot of things that we're getting away from that we don't need to get away from. You know what I mean? Such as I can just use like trades. I think that the value of marriage is going down. I think that like it's a lot of. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but I believe a lot of different things that we're kind of getting away from that y'all did. Like,
no, I think people need to hear this. I mean, what?
No, fuck what is that? Y'all ain't getting no. Y'all had plenty of Tyrones. But no, I'm just playing. No, I think that there are some things that we could that we need to keep. But as far as the matriarchy, right? The matriarchy in the Black community, you were saying that when you were younger, you thought that the men ran shit because of the laws and everything. You could see, and it was whooping ass.
Oh yeah.
And then so go ahead. You were saying that now you go ahead.
You can see that's where I was getting. You can see the change of hands, the change of the relinquishing of the torch that the man used to carry. It's over there in the woman's hand.
Why do you think it happened? How do you think it happened?
How did it happen?
Yeah.
They changed the laws.
Oh, so that women got rights, is what you're saying.
No, not just the fact that women got rights. Okay. It's just that the system now, even like with child support, Section 8, housing authority, all the laws have changed. All the laws have changed to the point where you have to put the man on the street. And if you put the man on the street, then we're going to give you all of these things. We're going to give you a check. We're going to give you roof over your head. We're going to give you free health insurance.
And that's shout to your cousins, ain't it?
Huh?
That's shout to your cousins who got that gun, right?
Hey.
Ain't that shout to your cousins?
Yes, the Democrats did it. Okay. Yeah, they did it. Yeah, they did it. They fucked up. I used to really believe in the Democrats. But that's what I'm saying. We's a product of our environment. You know, my family, we need to unlearn that one definitely. Fuck the Democrats. They want everybody to get a fucking piece of the pie except for the people that been here that deserve a piece of the pie. You know, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, the torch has been passed on. The system is designed to where it's in is you kick the man out and beat him down, and we're gonna raise you up. That's the way the system is designed now. So the torch has been passed, not because we was trying to give it to them. Society itself, the government, together gave it to them. That's why y'all, not you, because you was the last, the generation after you. Them the ones that was really fucked up. Them the ones I'm really talking about. The really fucked up, because they was raised by their mamas.
Nigga, we was raised by our mamas at large.
Yeah, but the fathers that wanted to be in y'all life was in y'all life. I was in your life. I wasn't in there like I should have been, but I was in there. I had some structure in there. Oh, that's a reach.
You might goddamn stretch on.
No. I ain't stretch on stronger. I admit in the beginning I was not there. But as I was evolving and as I was learning and as I see, you ain't got to cut me no slack. Fuck you. You ain't got to cut me no slack. Fuck, I know what the fuck I be saying, and then you be the one talking about I'm hard on myself. But we gonna get on here and you want to show out for your people.
I ain't showing out.
Because the thing of it is I admit I was fucked up. I was a child with children. Yeah. And I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. Just like I told the story about the first time I tried to tell you I love you. I ain't know what the fuck was going on. My dad ain't never told me he loved me. But I didn't want you to grow up without hearing me say I love you. So it took me 3 goddamn tries before I got it out. And I'm proud of the fact that I got it out. Because it was about to kill me. Yeah.
I was jokingly serious. I'm going to give you a hard time because it ain't about the show. I do this shit off camera.
Hey, I know. I already know.
This ain't nothing.
Hey,
that sees us around
and I tell you, fuck you off camera too.
Hey, that's fine.
Okay, all right.
That's fine.
Okay.
So just to make sure, because I have a different. I'm not saying that I disagree with what you were saying, but I have a different, and it's actually one of them straight. But I'm gonna make sure I understand what you're saying first. You said that when you were younger, growing up, you saw that, like, let's say, in my grandfather's generation, that it seemed like it was a patriarchy, and the man ran things.
Exactly.
And then you said, due to the legislation and change of laws, that once the resources were catered more to on the women's side of things,
they didn't need us.
So that pretty much the government replaced the patriarchy and made it a matriarchy.
Yeah,
and
they bought our position.
Yeah,
they gave you resources if you kick us in the street.
And you know something.
And that's probably why I got this house too. Is because I knew I paid attention when other people wasn't paying attention. I paid attention to what was going on. And I knew that if I didn't get, and then it had something to do with, me being the way I am too. But I knew that if I didn't get my own shit and keep living with, because I done lived with women before,
Hey, this is a quick message to all of the fellas. You don't fucking move in.
You don't move in.
I've been saying this for a while now, years since the pod started. You do not move.
Because they gonna throw you out on your ass.
Any nigga that moves
soon she get mad. Damn right. If you don't live with more than one woman, and hell, most of the time just one, you done been put the fuck out. And you gonna keep getting put out because that's her shit. Get your own shit. Get yours. I'm gonna tell you how many times you get put out when you get your shit. One time, and it ain't no long time, and it ain't for real. It's the thing you just got mad and you just say fuck it and you just left. Cause you know why? Cause you got your own shit. And when they realize that you can leave out that motherfucker and you got your own shit, that shit don't even be on the goddamn on the menu anymore. They scratch that motherfucker.
It's definitely different.
Because they know you got somewhere to go. Yeah.
But then what was the matriarchy?
Yeah.
You're saying that they replace this. Okay, so what I was thinking, and shout out to the homie Trey, FBA Trey. They do Unpack on Wednesdays at 9:30. Great conversations. But I was having a conversation with the homie Trey. Well, no, I think I might have been just listening to Unpacked actually. And he was making a good actual statement that I might have been on that episode. I don't remember. But anyways, the individual who controls the children controls the community.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
right.
The fact that the women control the children,
that's right.
You could actually manipulate the men into doing whatever. You know how niggas be, you know what I mean, walking on fucking eggshells that when they're not together with the woman, like you end up being so easily manipulated because you can wield the children in a power position.
Yeah.
So it's like if the men aren't leading the families, then there's no way we can run a community because he/she who goddamn has control of the children controls the community.
Exactly.
And I think that is the biggest thing that like where you can it's a period. That's like that goes to piggyback what you were saying. It was like about the government assistance. And you talk about Lyndon B. Johnson, all of that stuff, the Democrat, all that stuff right there. And then in turn, what it did was it made it so that you can't in these certain circumstances. Like of course with me, like my situation is a little different, but at large, you can't lead a community if you don't control the children. You can't. There's no way.
It's like trying to control a community from the outside. You can't. You got to be in it.
Right.
You got to be in it, and that's the way it is. And it's designed that way. And that's why in the generation behind you, these boys ain't out here learning nothing. And when we was growing up, there was trades. There was trades. The trades got lost. Yeah, it was your generation, but more so, it's the back end. It's the back end, exactly.
Now you may be hitting like 25, 27.
Yeah, that one. The one behind you. Yeah. But you didn't learn anything. And that's why I felt so bad back when you was young and you couldn't change a car tire. I say, how the fuck I can be walking around here knowing how to do all this shit and my son can't change the damn tire on a car? That destroyed me, just knowing that it was embarrassing for me to even tell anybody that my son can't change a car tire. And all this shit I know. That right there was really part of my awakening of what I was doing. And it wasn't an immediate turnaround because my behaviors were learned. So I had to relearn my behavior. And it's a slow process. And I started trying to be more involved, trying to say more and introduce you to more. I started trying to do that. However minute it was in the beginning, that's where I was headed. But at the same time, I was young. I was trying to live my life too, you know? So it is what it is. But I think that I didn't wait too late because I think I had a little bit of something to do with how you turned out.
No. I would say you did. I would say you did. Especially the thing that really clicked, that really changed my trajectory, in my opinion, even though it happened a little, which this type of thing does happen later on, was when once I knew that I had gained your respect as a man, that changed everything for me. Is that there's not a person that I can't that I feel like, let's quote unquote say inferior, you know what I mean, to. There's not another person, period. I don't argue with women because I don't argue with no woman that ain't my old lady. That's just, you know what I mean? The thing, I'm not going back and forth with no woman because that you ain't my old. I'm not finna argue with your motherfucking ass. That's just out. But as far as like men, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you can get the respect of your dad and your dad looks at you like a man and respects you as a man, and y'all have a relationship where y'all pass back and forth information, and he sees that the way you connect dots and the way that you think as a benefit to
he see a value in that.
To him, you know what I mean? And then like he don't mind reaching out to you when he needs some help, and y'all do it's more of a mutual exchange of like just fucking everything. It's just a mutual exchange. That right there empowered me as a man and made me like, well, at the end of the day, like my confidence is like that was the thing. Like I remember asking you like a few episodes early on, like how do you build confidence as a man? And I think that like as a man, hopefully if you have your father around, your father can help you do it. He's about like that's the only way. I don't know how to answer that question. You know what I mean? How do you? That's why when I asked you that question, it was like a pure question. I didn't have no fucking answer for it because I don't know. You know what I mean? But I can tell you what it worked for me was like it wasn't even me like having confidence because I've switched sectors and I've done things like going to the military. Just you know what I mean? I've done things and I've impress myself in different areas and doing things I didn't know that I could really do. But at the same time, I ain't really had confidence. Like, the confidence goes beyond like you thinking that you
can do a thing and that makes you
because it's confidence is more than you think you're smart. You know what I mean? It goes beyond that. It's like you know what I mean, having your back straight, you being able to stand up straight and knowing that you're a man. Like you only way you gonna really get that is that a man validates your manhood. I ain't gonna say the only way, but I'm saying for me that was the way that I got it. Was once you validated my manhood, it was like, fuck, yeah, I ain't worried about there ain't no dude on no job, ain't no dude nowhere that I'm gonna feel like that I'm beneath type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have confidence to address a situation with any man at this point. Like, I have the confidence to do that. So that was like the biggest gift that our relationship is, and that's the most important thing that, like, for me in my adulthood, that's been the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
Since I've become an adult man. Now, when I say adult man, I'm talking about
I understand.
25. Like,
I understand exactly what you're saying, because believe it or not, that's what I needed from my daddy, but he died too early for me to get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted from him, other than to hear him say with my ears that he loved me, other than somebody telling me that he loved me. Oh, your daddy, I used to hear it all. Oh, your daddy loved you. He da. But what the fuck is you telling me for, though? It don't mean shit coming from you, because all he ever do with me is tell me how I ain't worth a fuck and I'm lazy and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all he ever tell me. He ain't never told me he loved me. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of shit he ain't never told me. And I didn't realize what that did or does to a young boy that's growing and trying to be a man. The fact that your dad, everything he has to say about you to you is something to tear you down. So that was the thing. Now, and they don't take nothing from how I feel about my dad. I love my dad. I always loved my dad. And I went through some episodes where I struggled with that, whether or not I loved him or was it, you know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact I love my daddy. I loved my daddy. He couldn't
go too far in this because we can make this. Actually, this is gonna be next episode. Okay. We're gonna talk because I had some questions about that y'all relationship and like how it translates into our relationship. All that we're gonna that's gonna be a beautiful conversation.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, I know that was gonna be good, but we just gonna say that. I know that was about to be good because I haven't heard this. You know what I mean? This was that's why I love about the podcast. Like, we sitting here and I'm actually still learning shit as they're learning it about you too. Like, most of the shit I do know, but I'm still able to learn new things because we talk all the time, but like, I don't know, different conversations. Think about different stories and different
definitely.
So we're gonna end with our last question. What are some green flags? What are some things that you've
it's 10 o'clock.
Oh shit, it is 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you're gonna have to save your flags. You gotta save your flags, bro.
That went by pretty fast.
Yeah. I was like, this nigga don't know what time it is. People gotta go to sleep. Motherfuckers got jobs, bro. Ain't nobody wanna listen to us talk this bullshit all day.
I 100% understand.
Shit, you finna get somebody cussed out. Goddamn old lady said, nigga, if you don't bring your ass to bed. That shit getting recorded.
But we appreciate everybody that tapped in. Every Saturday, 8:30, who you talking to. Tomorrow, every Sunday, we got the To Be Fair show, which started all of this. The To Be Fair show with my guys. That's every Sunday at 4:30. Sometimes we run a little late, so give us a little leeway on that. It's a bigger production than this one is. And then we got Unpacked every Wednesday at 9:30. Tap in with us. We appreciate everyone for pulling in and listening to us. Just, shoot our shit and have fun.
Yeah.
Again, this is the Who You Talking To podcast. I'm OleHead Rell, 1:30 To Be Fair show. This is my pops, OleHead Senior. Love you, man.
All right, man. Love you.
Yeah, I still gotta get up here and turn this.
Hey,
we're gonna we'll get that one.
Hey, we moving. Every shit getting better. It's getting better.